Ladies and fictional men, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, hi, I'm Hugo. Today's video is actually going to be a re-upload slash refilm because this idiot right here decided to delete the original video. Since these are for books, by the way, filming the original video, I have acquired some books, so I've acquired 4 new books, so now I have one. I now have 19. First one is Go Ask Alice by Anonymous, or I presume by someone called Alice, and it's basically, it's a non-fiction book about someone's addiction, and it's specifically their story. I just saw it and I liked the cover. It offers an insight through first-hand experience instead of a doctor or something saying drugs are bad, you know. The next books I got were part of a series, and they are The #1 Ladies Detective Agency and Tears of Giraffe. Oh, this is by Alexander McCall Smith. I believe these are set in Africa because the tribal stuff going on. I'm sorry if that offends anyone. I'm not 100%. This follows Precious Ramotswe, who is Botswana's only female detective. And in this one, there's wayward daughters, missing husbands, and philandering partners. This one is the decade-old disappearance of an American on the edge of Kalahari. I believe that they are places in Africa. Yeah, so those two as well. And then I have Geisha, which is another non-fiction, and it's by Lisa Dalby. And it's basically, so Lisa Dalby is the only foreigner ever to become an actual geisha, which is a Japanese escort, I'm pretty sure, but not necessarily in the sexual, so it doesn't have to be a sexual relationship, if that makes sense. And this one, I didn't realise, also comes with a bookmark. And does it tell me the name? Alberto Corda, I think that's it. It's by, I have no clue. But yeah, it has him on it. I recognise him, but I don't know who he is. No, so that's Geisha. I'm so excited because Japan, I've never been there, but Japan is my favourite place in the world because I just think it's so pretty. And I've read the phone books at the edge of the world, which takes place in Japan. And it's a fictional one, and it's about 2 people falling in love after the tsunami. Can I put this book back? So that's Geisha, or Geisha, and I love the cover of this one as well. I'm not very unopinionated person when it comes to like BookTok on BookTube stuff, like real life people on the cover. I don't mind it. The next one is My Sisters and Me by Lisa Dickinson, and it's about Emmy, Noelle and Ray, who all for different reasons have left the town they grew up, but now they have to return after their mum, Willow Lake, asks their help for renovating the house. But each of the 3 daughters are hesitant about returning home. So Emmy, the town feels her dread for Noelle. She wanted to fit in so badly that she walked away from her first love, who still lives in Maplewood. I think that's also romance, and it looks like a romance book. I thought it was. That's why I got it. And then Moo. Outspoken. Oh, it's Ray, not Rue. Is painfully aware of how much the townspeople hurt her little sisters growing up. She didn't protect them then. But there's no way she would let history repeat itself. So that's this book. Then I have Charlotte's Web by E.B. White. I've seen the film. I watched the film when I was younger. It's basically about a pig, Wilbur, who, for some reason, people think he has powers of writing words in a web, but actually it's a spider called Charlotte. And for Blair, Charlotte's Web is a magical tale of Fern, a little girl who saves her pig Wilbur with the help of a most unusual spider. And if my memory serves me correctly, Charlotte ends up dying. Spoilers. Then I have... Yeah, we're going to ignore that. I was trying to scrape it off. And now I ruined the cover. For Manningtree Witches, by A.K. Blakemore. Can we just look at this cover? I love it so much. And it's set in 1943 England, when a man called Matthew Hopkins arrives in town and begins asking questions and suspecting the women of the town to be witches. Because my descriptions of books are so terrible, honestly. And then I got The Life of Pi by Jan Martel. I don't know if I watched the whole film, but I know when I was in year 5, the film was being played, and I didn't want to watch it. I did not like anything I was seeing. And it's about this boy who survived a sinking of a cargo ship and is now on a lifeboat in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. And on this lifeboat, there's a hyena, a zebra with a broken leg, a female orangutan, and a 450-pound Royal Bengal tiger. And I think it's just following him on the lifeboat as they survive in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. Also, can we look at this cover? There's like loads of fishes. And it also annoys me how it's only him and the tiger. Where's the rest of the animals? Because if you look at the cover, you already know there's a boy and a tiger involved. And then I have Someone Like You by Ronald Dahl and Not Adele. I thought that was funny, it's not. Which basically is a collection of Ronald Dahl's earliest work. Major questioning how I say it. What was I saying? This book is just his earliest work. And that is Dip in the Pool, Tip to the Spot, No. Dip in the Pool, Skin, Galloping Foxley, Poison, Taste. That. Oh, I'm so confused. Anyway, earliest work, sorry. Bad description. Then I'm so excited. Oh, this is another new one that I've got since the video, which is Baron for Cat Returns, because my favourite Studio Ghibli film is for Cat Returns. And I literally found out in 2022 that For Cat Returns is actually a spin-off of Whisper of a Heart, which I now need to watch because I'm obsessed with it. And also, totally don't have a crush on one of the characters, which is really weird because basically all the characters are cats. And I've realised that the Baron film does not look like this. Yeah. And basically, For Cat Returns follows Haru, who is walking home from school with her friend when she saves this cat from being run over because he's getting his girlfriend little treats that she got when she was a kid. That's a slight spoiler, I'm sorry. Anyway, saves the cat from being run over with her lacrosse stick, and the ship breaks. But little does Haru know that the cat is the Cat Prince. So then that night, the Cat King, he's a bloody weirdo, and goes babe at like the end of every sentence, pretty much just how I said it. And so then she gets sent loads of treats like catnip, mice, and then she gets taken to the world of cats. But not before going to the cat bureau, or just for bureau, and meets the Baron, and then from there she gets kidnapped and taken to the world of cats, and then turned into a cat. And I just love the film. And if you notice, look at these books. Notice something? This one, obviously, is an English book, so we read left to right. But Japan, they read right to left. And there's a little note, I think. Is it this end or the other end? It's this end. And it's like, if you go to read it like a normal book, obviously the blurb is on this side, where, yeah, it will say, hey, you're reading in the wrong direction. This is the end of the graphic novel. To properly enjoy this Fizz graphic novel, please turn it around and begin reading from right to left. Unlike English, Japanese is read right to left, so Japanese comics are read in reverse order from the way English comics are typically read. The book has been printed in the original Japanese format in order to preserve the orientation of the original artwork. Have fun with it. And then there's a little help of how to read the book. I just love this book so much, and I haven't even read it. I'm so excited. This is also going to be the first ever manga I've read. Because I've read comics. I literally have a folder full in my wardrobe. Then I have The Dragon in the Library by Louis Stowell, which follows Kit, who hates reading and hates the library. However, her two best friends are the opposite. I'm guessing they like reading and the library, because on the blurb it says Kit is dragged into the library by her two best friends, and then they discover something, and now they have to save not only the library and the world from whatever that is discovered. I'm guessing there's a dragon, because that looks like a dragon tail. So that's that bit. Then I have Holes, which I'm not sure if I've read. I'm pretty sure I've read the book, because we did it. I remember in year 6 I've watched film. Yeah, we were learning about it, and then it was like, well, film time. And this basically follows Stanley Yelnats, whose family is the most unluckiest family on earth, and due to this is purely based on memory, Stanley is blamed for a crime that he didn't commit, and then is sent to, it's not juvie because there's adults there, but is sent to this place and has to dig holes for this woman. And then, wait. Oh, no, it's like, yeah, he's sent to Camp Green Lake, where boys, it's a specific kind of juvie, I think that's the word. Yeah, the warden claims the labour is counterproductive, but that is a lie. Stanley must dig up for truth. I think she wants to find gold or something, purely based on memory. But yeah, that's that book. Then I have Rudyard Kipling Just So Stories, which are 12 books by Rudyard. I'm just going to call him Rudy, by Rudy Kipling. All I can think of is Rudy Pango. Wrong Rudy. Anyway, it's 12 of her stories, or his, wait. I want to know if Rudy's I've just realised. Obviously, I got this all for books I've shown you, and then this one, which is from Amazon, is from a charity shops / second-hand shops, which are basically what's the word? Thrift shops in America, because I live in the UK. And this one says, "To Timothy on your christening." Oh, on his christening on the 20th of September 1986. With love, Uncle Christopher. That's so cute. I don't like writing in books, but that's cute. Anyway, so this book. I don't know what any of the books are about. Oh, they're written for little children. And I'm guessing one of them has something to do with a jinx, because I think that's a jinx, or is it a lynx? No, lynx is the deodorant. Jinx, I think. I don't know. If my nephew was watching this, he'll probably be like, "That's a Pokemon." And then I have 500 Miles From You by Tierney Colgan, which basically is about Lisa and Cormac. Lisa is a nurse, and Cormac has just come out of the army, and they, for personal reasons, want to move, so they swap locations. Oh yeah, after a traumatic incident at work, Lisa agrees to swap lives with someone who lives in a quiet village in Scotland, and Cormac is desperately in need of a distraction. And maybe 3 months in London is just what he needs. I'm guessing they're gonna end up falling in love. And I kind of like how they're in separate corners of the cover, so it's kind of like, obviously it's called 500 Miles From You. I'm trying to read it backwards in the camera, but I can't. It looks like they're far away from each other, and I'm so excited because I want to read more romance. I have up there. I'm too lazy to get it. Have the Spanish Love Deception, and I've also read It Ends With Us. I was doing it for my book club, but I decided not to do for book club anymore because I'm indecisive, and I also don't really like book clubs because I feel pressured to read stuff. Yeah. This is Pigeon English by Stephen Kelman, and it follows Harry Opoku, whose friend is murdered outside the local takeaway with his so Harry's friend's football boots were found hanging in tribute on the railings, which typically in like films and shows, I think in real life as well, I don't know, because where I live, you don't really see shoes hanging over telephone wires, but it tends to be like a drug, or it's kind of a symbol for drugs or like gangs. I'm not sure. Correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. I'm like 40% sure. So anyway, his friend's shoes are found hanging over the railings, and Harry knows that getting behind the police tape to the truth isn't a game, but he feels like the police aren't doing anything, and he knows he can't just do nothing. So, along with the help of his friend Dean, he tries to solve it. And the last line of the blurb is, after all, detectives always work in pairs. It's safer like that. Or it should be. Ooh, I'm excited. So, all those books, except from Baron for Cat Returns, were from charity shops. Baron for Cat Returns was from Amazon. Then my next book is 5 Feet Apart by... three people were Rachel Raquel Lippincott, Mickey Daughtry and Tobias Lonkinus. I watched film because I watched film with my sister. She cried, I didn't, and I was like, haha, I didn't cry. I also know a tiny bit about cystic fibrosis because I used to know someone with it. And this follows Stella Grant, who likes being in control and does everything she's told to, unlike Will Newman, who wants to be in control and is getting out of the hospital. And then they meet, but they have to stay 5 feet apart according to this book. And then they end up falling in love. However, in real life, I'm not quite sure if they can stay 5 feet apart, but typically people with cystic fibrosis can't be in the same room. And what some people, like some places do, can't even be in the same building. Because if two people with cystic fibrosis meet, they both get seriously ill, and to stop that, they just don't. So that's 5 feet apart. That one I didn't buy. That sounds illegal. It's not. It's my sister's book, but she's letting me borrow it. But I'm a reader, so it's immediately going to go on my shelf and probably get forgotten about. And then I got The Crow Trap by Anne Cleves, which I got from my nan because I went to my nan's because I had an open day. My last video was literally vlog. At the time I still haven't made thumbnail. I need to. Anyway, I got it from her. It's for part of the Vera series, and I already have one. I've forgotten what one I have. But this one is about three women. Can I put this on my shoulder? No. 3 women who come together at an isolated cottage in the North Pennies to complete an environmental survey. And all 3 women know for me, I'm literally reading the blurb at this point. I'm just going to read it. 3 women who each know the meaning of betrayal. Rachel, the team leader, is still reeling after a double betrayal by her lover and boss. Anne, a botanist, sees the survey as a chance to indulge in a little deception of her own. And then there is Grace, a strange, communicative young woman hiding plenty of secrets. Rachel is first to arrive at the cottage, but when she gets there, she is shocked to discover an apparent suicide. But then another death occurs, and a 4th woman enters the picture. But unconventional Detective Inspector Vera Stanhope, who must piece together the truth from these women's tangled lies. So that is that book. And then the last 2 books I got from Texaco's, aka Tesco's, in the town in which I live. And they are Ugly Love by Colleen Hoover and The Love Hypothesis by Ali Hazelwood. Let's start with this one. So this one follows Olive, who's a 3rd-year PhD candidate, and whose friend is very romantic and not romantic, what's the one? Sucker for romance sort of thing. And Olive's best friend has a crush on, is it Olive's ex? Yeah. Anne, I think has a crush on Olive's ex, and Olive, so Anne is like, can I date him? And then Olive is like, yeah, sure, I don't care. But her friend isn't sure, and then Olive's like, yeah, I found someone new. So then she kisses the first person she bumps into, which happens in Greece too. Just saying, Greece did it first. For example, Stephanie kissed Michael in Greece too. But in this case, Olive kisses Adam, who's a young hotshot professor and a well-known arse. Isn't that illegal? A teacher technically dating a student. So then they fake date. But little does Olive know that Adam has a crush on Olive. And this actually used to be a fan fiction. I think it's a Kylo Ren one. It's a Star Wars one. No one hate me, but I don't really like Star Wars. I don't really like Star Wars, so I have no clue. But obviously this used to be fan fiction. And I write fan fiction. I also indulge in a lot of fan fiction. So, yeah, that's what this one is about. It's also a TikTok sensation. Personally, I don't really get why that's on there. Like, it doesn't annoy me, but I don't get why it's on there. Also, I want to know, so if it is, I know it was a Star Wars fan fiction, but why did it change to science? I get it, Star Wars is it's technically a sci-fi, but you know. And then Ugly Love is about Tate Collins and Miles Archer, who meet and they don't actually like each other. I've seen a thing of their step siblings, but I'm not sure. Right, this is the blurb. It's not exactly love at first sight for Tate Collins when she meets the tormented and secretive Miles Archer. They wouldn't even go so far as to consider themselves friends. The only thing Tate and Miles have in common is a mutual physical attraction that they can't be denied. Once their desires are out in the open, they realise they might have stumbled on the perfect no-strings arrangement. He isn't looking for love and she doesn't have time for it, so that leaves just for sex. What they've got could be surprisingly satisfying as long as Tate can stick to the rules Miles has for her. Never ask about the past, don't expect the future. They think they can handle it, but everything is different when real emotions start to change the equation. Hearts get infiltrated, promises get broken, rules get shattered, love gets ugly. I want to know what significance. Oh, I now have Verity by Colleen Hoover. I'm planning to do his own video for that book and possibly this one. I want to know if like the cover has any significance because it ends with us. The cover is a broken lily. The main character is called Lily. So, if you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to comment down below. I will try to respond to everyone, or as many as I can. I don't really get comments anyway. Also, press the subscribe button if you want to see more book videos. I'm also planning to like do non-bookish videos, perhaps gaming videos, which will probably be Roblox. You know, typical. Also comment what sort of videos you want me to do, like bookish vlogs, you know. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I shall see you in my next one.